Hi everyone. So, I know that I usually don't do this where I talked to the camera. I think this is the first time I've actually shown my face to you guys in regards to my game development. I've done it a couple times with my sewing, but not here. So, um, I thought it would be good to switch up how I start to do my content and deliver it to everyone, not only to kind of get to know me better and have a better connection with you guys, but also just because I feel like it takes more effort and I want to have effortful content in the same way that I want to have an effortful game I'm making. So here is my first kind of test into making that sort of content. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I haven't made a video in a very long time where I'm just talking into a camera instead of just doing voiceover or just not even talking or saying anything at all. So this will be different for me, but I'm hoping that you guys like it. If you don't want to see me, that's just let me know, that's okay. And yeah, I'll just go back to my old format of making stuff for every post instead of having some of them be text and having some of them be me actually updating you guys myself. So yeah, I want to go over some of the art that I've been making over the past few days and kind of go into the concepts of what I'm working with here. Because I feel like it's been kind of just me lazily taking a picture of all the rooms that I've drawn and just leaving it at that. And those posts don't ever do very well with engagement, with comments, or anything like that. So I'm hoping that trying even harder than my normal posts for these rooms that I've drawn will make it go even better, that you guys are a lot more engaged with the content. Not in terms of like social media engagement, but just like, psychological engagement. You guys find it more interesting actually knowing what you're looking at. And if not, you can always skip this because some people I know prefer surprises with what they're working with in games. So anyway, I'm going to go over that and show you guys what I've been working on. Alright, so I hope that you'll all kind of bear with me here because I don't have like a tripod or anything like that, so I'm just going to be holding my phone over the table and kind of describing what I've been working on. So these two drawings here are for the first two rooms that I've been working on of the temple. So this one is the only unique new sprite that I had to make for it. The rest, all the brick wall textures and stuff like that, I already have in the game. So this room will just have the broken floor that Rena trips on, and that causes her to fall down into this room where Jill ends up catching her, but they both land at the bottom of this room here. So basically it takes you from like the ground level, or I guess the first basement floor, down to a lower level where you have this sort of rocky sort of cave that looks less developed than the rest of the temple. So this rock structure here, I don't know how else to describe it, will be copied to this side as well. So I only have to draw it once, obviously. So these are the first two rooms there. Then from here, where the path will be, it will take you into this room. This room, the wall here is already a sprite in the game again, so that wall will be there, but you go through there and up here, and I have not worked on the monsters yet for this level, but there will be a monster or two in this empty space here. Right up here we have some like candles I decided to do, and it's I kind of want to set the stage for it to kind of be a little bit of a tomb, because you will see in the next room. So this is sideways here. I don't know how else to show it good in frame. I guess I'll hold it like this. So in this room, you come in through here. There's a pile of bricks that will have this guy sitting on top. I don't really want to go into the whole story yet. I will show you guys what that is, but basically he will be on top of the bricks. This little hangy down thing here there'll be a couple of them hanging from the ceiling. And the reason he has a separate face is because the first time that you go through this path, I want it to be that he turns and looks at you for a split second. But that'll only happen once because it's one of those creepy little surprise things. And then this here is part of they're the two parts for a gate sprite. Sorry, I can't talk right now. For a gate that will be here, and this will lead to the final area of the temple. So this is actually, I'm making one of the last areas technically first, but you're able to access it early on. So this gate here, you will not be able to get the key for that until the very end of the level anyway. And here we have a little close-up of this guy that'll show when you trigger the dialogue for investigating him with the interact button. Okay, so then leading from this way, which is the only way that you're able to go at this point, it leads into a save room, which I have not done yet, and I don't really have to draw anything new for that. I have all the assets for that already. So on the other side of the save room, you have like the bricks kind of continuing and then fading out. And I wanted this to be like, it starts to get more surreal in that the walls are kind of organic and they have facial features in them and stuff like that. So it's kind of like the walls themselves are mutating the deeper you go into this temple. I have like this code written here that it's written in English right now, but it's going to be changed into the cipher wheel code. So that's a little extra kind of thing to do if you feel like it. But it's just it's one of the codes, like how I have one in the hideout in the first episode, where it's just there's a couple of codes that don't really tell you anything important, but they're kind of extra just that the Nightshade cult wrote it there. It proves that they've been there. So anyway, what I want to talk about in this room is I really like this face that I did, just because it's I find it really creepy, and the reason that I decided to put all these weird, creepy, like organic sort of structures into the walls was because a lot of the times I feel like I lose track of making things scary. So this is one of the ways that I can do that more easily. So anyway, you take this path up to the next room, and here we have where the paths kind of divide into 3 different ways. So you come up through here. In here, which I'm going to scooch down more to the middle because I drew it kind of too high up, there will be another key inside of there that you have to put pieces inside the little cage thing, I guess it's in order to progress and get the key and unlock the 3 other areas of the temple upstairs. So in this room, I wanted it to be that you find the first puzzle item, or not first, the second puzzle item, which are these cards that can be used to transcribe different codes. I have the symbols written here. This is pretty sloppy. I'm going to fix it up digitally. But basically, each side of the cards will have different letters on them. And with the codes, they will show each of these symbols oriented in a different way. So that will show, like, whatever letter is on top will spell a word. Like, for instance, the first one I wrote was death. So basically, it'll be a warning of, oh, this is this way, or this is what you need to do this way, kind of stuff like that. I'm kind of already, like, struggling for ideas with the puzzle items, so I hope that I will be able to come up with enough for the rest of the series, but we will see what I end up doing. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is kind of speaking ahead of things, but when you do actually get all the pieces and get the key out of there, there will be a ladder that I kind of made pieces for that appears somewhere around here, that will bring you up to a room that brings you back to the proper level. And then that way you can actually make your way back to the different paths, because obviously if Rena tripped and fell down to get to this point, then I have to bring the player back up. So there are 3 paths here. I made this first path, I've made part of it, and that's where I'm gonna be leaving it today. So this is the next room going off of that first path. As you can see, I got kind of creative here with the walls. So here's the first instance of the new puzzle item being used. So these signs will show you basically, oh, take this path or this path. This one says death, and this one says truth. So basically, if you don't want to die, you go this way. But if players either don't read the code properly or they decide that they don't care, then down the death path, you run into this. This was basically kind of like I wanted to use this as a tutorial for how to use the new puzzle item. And it's like I'm going to have at least one use of it in each of the 3 paths, just to kind of like, you know, make sure that no matter which one you choose first, you get a tutorial for it. But this is kind of what I wanted to do. It's like, oh, you go in this room, this thing will like shoot a laser or something out of its mouth at Rena and instantly kill her, kind of thing. Again, I wanted to kind of add more creepiness to this environment. I think that this lower level of the temple will be one of the creepier parts of the game, of this episode at least. And so I wanted to kind of take advantage of the fact that it's like, oh, you fell down a weird hole, and so you kind of don't have a way out, but it's really scary down here, like that kind of stuff. So this is just one of the ways that I decided to do that. So then, if you go up the truth way, I decided to make a little room here with a plaque in the middle. And basically, this is just going to kind of describe the story of the demon whose corpse you see in the other room that's like sitting on the pile and stuff like that. There's going to be a few rooms like this where like the walls are different, but like basically it uses this sprite and it'll tell like gradual parts of his story until you reach the very end. And then you will find one of the pieces that you need to get the key. Again, I just wanted to draw some creepy stuff around the edges. I particularly like this guy. Alright, so since you came down from here, you basically go up through this path, and this leads us to the final room that I have made for this update. I don't know if you guys can really make much of it yet without it being added to the game. But you come up through here. This is like a little bridge that you pass under, and then you pass up through here, and then there will be another one of the plaque rooms with different walls. And obviously, since this is kind of empty, there will be monsters put in here that, again, I have not yet designed, so we will see how that ends up shaping up. Alright, so that's everything then. I will see you guys next time. I don't know if I'm going to do another video like this, or if I'm going to just, you know, do my normal posting. I think that I'm going to be doing more of these drawings before I actually go into digitizing these and putting them in the game. So we'll see what I come up with next. But either way, I will always show you guys what I'm working on. So we'll see what it is that I work on. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.